Hello, baddies, and welcome back to My Bad with Morgan Rees. Thank you so much for listening so far. A show, as you know, is all about our hiccups, mishaps, and mainly our fuck-ups. And here today, I have the incredible, hilarious Bristolian...
Hello.
Amy Mason.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming to this student accommodation.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Apparently, you're loving it.
I'm also staying in student accommodation. It's different to this. It's similarly crap, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is yours? Is like you said, you could literally hear them talking.
Yeah, it's very, very noisy.
I would hate
Not
that.
ideal, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, is this the voices or is this people, students outside?
I did both, and I did hear somebody shagging yesterday or wanking very loudly.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, I had a man grunting. I didn't hear a woman.
Oh,
Yeah, it sounded like one man as well. So,
yeah, that could be. Do men make noises when they masturbate? I don't. I think I'm probably eerily silent.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on, or he was having a heart attack.
Yeah, the best autograph of his life by the sounds of things. By the way, we have gone into wanking at breakneck speed.
Yeah,
I think
we
this is
have.
the quickest we've gone into wanking
We
on
have.
the podcast. Thank you so much.
No problem. That's my forte.
But you haven't just come up to Edinburgh to hear people wanking.
No, I haven't. I'm doing my show at,
Yeah.
look, that was slick, wasn't it? At Pleasance Courtyard, Baby Grand 550.
Ooh.
It's called Amy Mason Behold. And it is actually quite related to wanking. It's about how I got delivered some dildos, which is true, anonymously in the post. 3 gigantic 16.5-inch
No, what?
dildos. Yeah, double-ended.
Oh. Ooh, okay.
You thought that was just like, then you were like, oh yeah, normal.
Well, yeah, but then I went, oh, it's double-ended, so that's an 8, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. 3 of them, they're pretty big. With no, I was going to say no note, but I had no idea where they came from. And so the show is kind of about that, really. About me trying to work out where they came from just before Christmas while I was going quietly mad for other reasons. Yeah.
What a lovely quest. I tell you what, I've never heard a show like it.
Yeah, no, it's mad, but in a way, I'm really pleased with that, actually. It's really silly. No trauma.
Yeah.
No sad bits.
Oh,
It's
yes.
just...
And you've brought it up to Edinburgh. What were you thinking?
I know. It's just stupid. It's a joy to perform for that reason. And people have seemed to really like it. And I really like it.
Oh, this is what I'm talking. I want to ask you so many questions about it, but I don't want to give away the show. So, I'm gonna have to. Are you enjoying the show? What's your favorite part of the show so far?
I think there are a few surprises.
Ooh.
And I like the oohs and ahs of surprise. And there are quite a few bits that wake people up. You know what I mean? It's like Edinburgh where people have seen 10 shows or whatever. And they're like, yes, in the show. And then there's a few bits. I mean, they're laughing and into it. But then there's a few bits where they're like, whoa. And I really enjoy that. I've really enjoyed just the audience reactions.
Nice.
You'll have a great time if you come. Yeah. It's been lush, yeah.
Oh, wicked. I can't believe it. And so it's been a hell of a journey because you really popped, haven't you, online in the last 18 months, 3 years?
Yeah,
Or has it been
about 2 years. It's like, I've been plugging away at stand-up for years. I had quite a few gaps when I had my second child, and then during the pandemic, I just stopped. I basically stopped completely, thought I'd never do it again.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went...
I think it's a valid reason when the pandemic happens.
And then, second child, I just thought I can't be bothered anymore. And then I sort of got jealous of all my friends who were still doing it.
The real muse, jealousy.
Exactly. Jealousy is good for working out what you want to really do. And then I started doing it again and then I started doing some stuff online, like it's just stupid videos. They kind of took off. Yeah, I've got reasonable following online. Not like yours, bloody hell. And
do not worry about that, because have I got the numbers? Yes. Are the numbers engaging? No.
Well, I've got bloody amazing engagement at the moment because I slagged off Disney PJs in Asda. I was like, oh, how are any women getting pregnant because all these Disney PJs are so unsexy, but I wasn't being mean about the women.
Yeah.
And people have gone mad. I've got like thousands of comments that are like, my husband will stick it in whatever. Don't know what you're talking about. Speak for yourself, darling. He'll climb on top like the most obscene.
Yeah.
I'm all like,
yeah, maybe he shouldn't be putting his dick in the Little Mermaid.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know. It's gross.
Hear what you're saying. Hear what you're saying.
I know. But anyway, lots of engagement.
Oh, maybe who am I going to what's childhood nostalgia am I going to have a dig at?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Thomas the Tank Engine's a cuck.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll start going down that route.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Furries, not as in the people that wear the masks, like the little toys.
Oh yeah, Labubu's. Is that what they're
Super
called?
Ted. Well, so Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
There must be a drag trio called Powerpuff.
There must be. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
Yeah, but who? Okay, so now you've sort of popped it a bit. Who's your audience?
I've got I've got like a twofold audience. I've got all my audiences at gigs. It's like non-binary people, young, like in their 20s, early 20s. And then I've got mums on a night out drinking Prosecco on like a night out with the girls in their 40s. And they're just a dream audience.
That is a dream audience.
And then I get a couple of straight men who were dragged along, but they're all right. And then, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you were good, actually. I actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah, if you look at my TikTok followers, it's like 95% women. Yeah, you probably got a lot of men.
Do you know what? I have a lot more women than you would think. It is, yeah, I would say it's about 30 to 40% women. And I don't know how many people are identifying as non-binary on Spotify.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to tell.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I love my audience. I love them. I get big fat hairy gays. Please keep on coming. I love you. I love you so much.
You can
You're
come to my show too. I actually got I got like guys the other day who were like these bears, and they were lush, and they've got massive followings, and they like love the show and like posted about it, and yeah. They're a big audience for me as well. Yeah.
I either get that. I get a lot of bisexual couples, MF.
Yeah.
Starting to get a lot of they might be bisexual, but a lot of same-sex female couples.
Yeah.
I started to get out there. I'm happy with it. Yeah. Who do you next want to crack? So you got the young non-binary.
I'm going to crack them, but I think I could have more gay men in. I think they do really like it.
You destroyed at my show at Bristol.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You did so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to
that was a great one. I love that gig.
Yeah, thank you. You have to come back.
It's one of my favourite gigs. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we try and cycle through acts every 2 years. So yeah, next year, 18 months. I can't remember when it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll have to.
I've finally got some new material as well.
Superb. That's what you need. So we'll go into the podcast very soon, but one more time, the show, and you enjoying Edinburgh so far?
I'm loving it. I love my show. I love my audiences. My show is so much more fun to perform than, to be honest, the show last year, because it's just got no trauma and it's just a laugh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm having a good time.
Oh, wait, sorry, I just clocked up. Who's that on your arm?
It is Enid from Ghost World. Have you ever seen the film Ghost World?
No.
And it was also a comic. People think it's Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I thought it was Velma from Scooby-Doo.
It does look like her, but it's not.
So do you just love that person, or you have a strong affinity with them?
Both. I love her and strong affinity. It's a great film if you haven't seen it.
I'll give it a go. Okay, yeah. Elevator pitch. You got
okay, Ghost World is about Enid is like an off-kilter teenager. It's a coming-of-age film about two young girls. It's got Steve Buscemi in it, and it's just really funny indie comedy. It's lush.
Okay. I think if I was going to get a tattoo, thank you for asking. I'm joking. I would get. Do you know the movie I couldn't stop watching? Hot Fuzz.
Oh,
I think it stands up.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm not saying that's a testament to a good film that's taste change, but it's so funny.
No, it really
is. It's like
is.
one of those movies I can quote.
Yeah,
we don't crack down on these.
I'd love to see it again. I might watch it while I'm up here. Actually,
You got to. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm at the biggest arts festival in the world. Have I watched 2 ITV crime dramas? Absolutely.
you need to though. It's a good break. I might go to the cinema actually.
I think it's the best thing to do
Yeah.
in the world. Go to the cinema. I reason I watch television when I'm at the Edinburgh Fringe. Is what I do.
Yeah.
But this show, it's my bad. It's a celebration of our rough edges, our imperfections. And like, I'm not asking us to delve in deep and reveal our worst parts, but just like admit that we're not perfect. Like, so what was the last thing I should go to you for?
What's the last thing?
Yeah.
So what do you mean? Like the worst thing I've done or the opposite?
Oh no, not the worst thing you've done. Like, oh, don't come for me for time, and don't come for me for help, don't come for me for support. What's the last thing I would come to you for?
Okay.
Don't come for me for putting up a tent. Don't come for me for.
Oh my God, putting up a tent. I have this very evident patheticness that and weakness that sort of emanates to the extent that people just spontaneously help me with things. And a woman once selling mosquito repellent at a festival took one look at me putting up my tent, put down what she was trying to sell, and put up my entire tent. An old lady the other day on a school trip with my daughter, really old lady, I was a parent helper, and she just said to me, "Do you want a coffee?" So any of the other parents or teachers got me to sit down and went and got me a coffee.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you
have a real niche offshoot of pick me energy.
Exactly.
you have help me energy.
Exactly. Yeah. That would be a good name for a show. Yeah.
Help
me energy. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that is because I won't talk too much about it because the start of my new show is all about trying to put up a tent with a partner.
All right, I will not nick it.
But it's no, I wasn't insinuating that at all. But it is just the cocktail for dessert. Because you just bad at anything fiddly or just anything.
I once went to a festival.
End the sentence. Anything.
I went to a festival and I went with a couple who I didn't know very well, and they drove me. It was just for a lift. My friend who I was sharing a tent with hadn't arrived yet, and it was driving rain, and they were putting up a tent, and they had one of the worst arguments I've ever seen between a couple, and I was just standing there in the driving rain. Then it turned out they'd bought the poles for one tent and the other tent.
Oh. I'd imagine if I was there, I'd go absolutely ballistic.
They actually got divorced not long afterwards.
Grounds for divorce?
Yeah.
Family tent, rainy day.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. So just like literally just anything would you say was the last thing I should go to?
Yeah. Just generally, I'm very lazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pathetic.
What should I go to you for, though?
Go to me for... I'm quite good at... I'm good at slagging people off. I'm good at slagging off ex-partners. I can be very specific.
Let's turn this off. You don't drink anymore.
No, I don't. Very specific. Really just make you feel better about your breakup. Yeah, because I can just drag them to hell. Yeah, I'm good at that.
Are you good at astutely clocking something about them that you know that they feel vulnerable about, or are you just like, I'm gonna say everything you need to hear right now?
Everything that you need to hear right now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good at making people feel better about that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, slagging people off. It's that conflicting one, isn't it? It's because you shouldn't do it.
I know. I'm not being like just for no reason. But if somebody's been wronged, I am. Oh, loyalty. I'm very loyal. And I am really good. I will not forgive someone on someone else's behalf. I will hold a grudge if I need to. And I'm good at that. Yeah, I'm really good at that.
Oh, I'm loyal, but I can't hold grudges.
Yeah, I will on someone else's behalf more than my own.
Oh, really?
I will enjoy it. I will enjoy the pettiness of it. Yeah.
Are there any low stake grudges that you've got at the moment, even if it's like against a business or a person at school? Or I know that's a big question to.
Well, I never watched Mock the Week because I was always annoyed about them not having women on it for years and years and years, and I held a grudge against that, even when they started having women.
So.
Yeah,
we have women on the show now. You have one woman on the show out of 7.
I know, yeah, and people of colour, it's like one every couple. It's just crap, and that always annoyed me.
Yeah, and you missed out so much. And speaking of someone, I tell you, I learned a lot of my career is based on that because I wrote on it for years and years.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
No. But how many women did I write for? Do you know, that I've got to admit that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now. Do I hold any grudges? Ooh, there's I always have to try and remember that there's a few. Okay, I'm going to admit it. There's a couple of security guards. I think they let the power get to their heads.
Oh my God, so many. And dinner ladies. It's the same kind of energy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I guess I think you might have more of an insight with dinner ladies given that you're kids.
Yeah.
Are you now rebutting heads with dinner ladies?
Well, not really. I don't but they do sometimes come home and be like, they said that I had to eat so many spoonfuls of this before I could have this, and I'm like, oh God. But when I was young, they used to get power craze, like you can't go to play until you've eaten all your peas, and you know what I mean, like, yeah.
Oh, I don't think we had different. My aunt was one of the dinner ladies, so I mean, like, I used to loiter around the back and get extra food.
Oh,
just like the truffle pig I am. just loiter around the back. And most of the people around the back of bike sheds getting like, kissing, and I was around the back of kitchen getting extra beans. What were you like as kids?
I was quite conscientious and like a bit annoying, like Hermione Granger, but I could not stop talking, and I used to get in trouble for that. And then when I turned about 13, I got really rebellious and was really naughty, and ended up leaving school at 16.
Did you? I didn't know that.
I was just like chaotic, and left home soon after that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever re-enter education?
I ended up doing an MPhil, which is like a master's in creative writing, when I was in my late 20s. They let me on with no A-levels because I had a couple of short stories published.
Oh, come on.
Just showing off there,
might drop.
But that was, and then I wrote a book as part of that. And it was great. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. Yeah.
As you should be.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear stories about people leaving home at 16, my heart breaks and I feel very sorry for them. But I just project me at 16, like I would not have lasted. I barely did. We used to eat. Me and my boyfriend, we lived in a bedsit, and we used to eat. All our pans were stained orange because all we ate was like tomato soup and spaghetti. Yeah. Now, is that a comfort food now, or is that triggering now?
I still love tomato soup. Still into it, yeah. Yeah. Where did you go to uni?
Yeah. Oh, I went to uni. The only meal I made was I made mashed potato over and over and over.
Bloody love
but
it.
I would have maybe half a block of cheese every time because I fucking ballooned in that first year because I've always had a humongous appetite to the point of contention in my family. And like my nan, bless her. I mean, now you would call it gaslighting by post office, because she used to read these articles in the paper about people not being able to feel full, and she would just cut it out of the newspaper and send it to me by post. I just wait. I would. I'm like, Morgan, we got mail from you. It's like, oh, Nan thinks I'm fat. Nan thinks I'm fat.
Oh my God.
But I just kept on making mashed potato. I had the same meal for years.
I love mashed potato. pasta and cheese. I was really like just carby. In my early 20s, I was quite depressed and I just used to eat carbs and fat. Yeah. Whole bowls of just, white pasta and cheese. Yeah, mashed potato.
I used to have an angel cake every day.
Oh.
In exam period.
Bloody love an angel cake. I haven't had one of them for years.
You know, do you want to... I shouldn't admit this. I remember when I was doing my degree, not my master's.
What was your degree in?
Mathematics.
I knew it was. Yeah, I knew. I think I talked to you about that before.
And there was, at the till, there was a little bargain bucket. And I would always just take something out and pay for it. And the guy would, whenever I took something out the bargain bucket, the guy would look at me really weird. I'm like, I'm a student, I can't afford all the other stuff. I'm always going to take the bargain bucket. But it was only when I went back about 3 years later. I was doing a gig around the corner. I went into the same shop. Yeah. I went, I'm going to get the bargain bucket for old time's sake. And it was only then I realised it was the food bank donation.
Oh my God! Oh my God.
The guy was just like, you taking... I was more...
It was an accident. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I was so mortified. I was like, I think I might just have to... I might buy everything in the shop and put it in there now to make up for that. So that's a bit cringy. And that's the thing. We all do things that make us cringe. Is there a cringe that you've done that just always still makes you shudder to this day?
Oh my God, so many. I say one in my show actually, which is, and it still makes me like regularly like, is that I fancied this girl and I wasn't properly out. It was like in my 20s and I searched her, and I ended up going out with her actually. I searched her name on Facebook one night when I was drunk and accidentally made it my Facebook status. Fell asleep and left it there overnight.
You did an Ed Balls.
And she thought it was quite sweet actually, and we ended up going out. But everyone that I knew was like, oh my God. Yeah. That's bad, isn't it?
And was there any likes, any comments, any screenshots?
Everyone was pissing themselves about it. Yeah.
I mean, there probably was screenshots, but whether you knew about them.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool that you ended up going out.
I know. And then I ended up going out with her ex-girlfriend. Real classic.
I mean, that is, yeah.
Yeah.
Just going along the queue. Can I ask a couple of sexuality questions?
Yeah.
And again, where are you sitting with it now?
I think I'm sort of a functional lesbian in that I'm sort of bisexual, but I guess I just don't fancy any men anymore. So I think, and I haven't for ages fancied a man, like literally years. So yeah, never say never.
Yeah,
but
be lying dormant.
I'm only dating women. I have been for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, this podcast is very LGBTQ plus orientated, and pretty much the only acts I get on are LGBTQ people or just really, really funny allies. Shout out Alison Spittle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when did you come out? I came out a little late.
Me too. Well, I was out to like my friends and stuff. I didn't come out to my parents until I was in my 30s, really. And there was no real I mean, I say that, but then I wrote that book, that novel, and the character who was very obviously based on me was bisexual. And like...
Baby Basin.
Yeah, exactly. I think for some reason with my parents, I think my mum's very nosy. Sorry, mum, if you watch this. She's quite nosy, quite interested in my life, like a lot, or I felt like she was.
Yeah.
And
I think as mothers do.
And I sort of I wanted a bit of privacy about do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think I always said if I had like a longer term relationship, I would introduce them to, but it just felt like saying it out of the blue for no, you know what I mean? Until I was in a relationship, it felt like, why do it? Yeah, maybe I wasn't sure myself, or maybe I wasn't comfortable with it.
The bit that resonated with me there was it wasn't that I didn't want to say, I didn't want to know. I had no idea how to bring it up because I can't even bring up things that are pressing.
That's true, actually. Actually, to be honest, I think that's probably more it. I felt embarrassed and like I just didn't know how to talk about it, and it was just made me cringe to like bring it up. Yeah,
I remember, and my friends got angry with me about this, and from a place of love. I was dating a boy, and I hadn't told some of my best mates because they lived in London. I was in Bristol. Our paths didn't cross, but I would still count ourselves as best mates, and I still hadn't told them. We met up a big old piss up in London, and I thought, that would be easy because I'll bit of Dutch courage, bit loose lips, but I just couldn't bring myself to it. And then I ended up having to text them on the way home, which was like, hey, I meant to tell you the batters on the train back, that fucking £100 went from London to Bristol. So I sent them a text telling them, I meant to tell you that I'm like dancing around the point like I am now, that I'm dating a boy. And they got quite annoyed. They were like, you could tell us this. You're like, what do you think of us?
I know.
And I think they did initiate this. Hey, we still love you, this, that, the other. But it does hurt us that you thought you'd been like. And it was just like, oh God, I could never bring it up because I even mentioned it to my parents in passing. I thought that's how you come out, in passing.
I had people come to my last show who I was reasonably or pretty good friends with, who I'd never actually said it to their faces, and my show was about coming out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you do it? And you shouldn't really have to. Do you know what I mean? We're you and I have. Well, you're younger than me, but we're at that era where it was like it wasn't really accepted, so you sort of had to make this big declaration. I think Gen Z are like much more comfortable where they just sort of whatever. Do you know what I mean?
I think my friend that I dated was a little bit younger, but only 3-4 years. But they were like, I just brought a boy home. Yeah, he was like, how nice is that? Yeah. Oh, they're gay. Yeah. So again, like, this is all about sort of like our cringes, and that none of us are perfect. Have you got so the show's called My Bad? Have you got like a My Bad that you've done at the moment, just a slight indiscretion, slight mishap that you want to get off your chest? You ate something you shouldn't have, you were purposely late for something, you were...
Oh my God, so many. So many.
Purposely ignored. I mean, I'm purposely ignoring every motherfucker in Edinburgh, if it helps.
Eating stuff. Actually, the eating thing. I remember once I was a support worker working with adults with learning disabilities, and this girl made a cake she didn't like. She really didn't like it.
Didn't like the taste of it, didn't like the look of it.
We made it together, but she just didn't like the taste of it and wasn't into it. And was like, I don't want any, I'll chuck it away. And I was on a diet at the time and just couldn't bear to waste it. So basically ate the entire thing. I was doing a sleepover. The next day when the support worker came to take over from me, the girl was like, why did you eat my entire cake? And this woman thought I'd just eaten the whole cake belonging to this girl with learning difficulties. I was like, no, she didn't want it.
Yeah. Oh, but
that was bad.
If that was me, I would have just eaten it.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, especially when you struggle with your weight. And there was always like this real, stigma, and you're always meant to be on a diet. It just fucks up your relationship with food. And I was always like one thing or the other,
What's the thing that if Amy's left to herself, doing what she does best, what are you binging on?
Pasta, I think pasta, white pasta, and just butter and cheese on it.
Really?
Yeah, like a kid, like just pure spaghetti with all mashed potato, stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Or candy kittens nowadays. I get them. Do you know those sweets? They're like fizzy sweets.
Yeah.
Get them if I've got a long drive, and they're just sugar, like.
Yeah. That's the thing with driving food. This might be very niche. For me, it is the smaller the better, because eating's not about volume for me. It's about duration when I'm in the car. So it's like, that's why, I mean, I'm trying to my best to boycott McDonald's, but that's why the fries are good, because you could have so many, or you have crisps because there's so many, or minstrels because there's so many. Oh my God.
Or salt and vinegar, McCoy's, or Nerds. You know Nerds?
Yeah.
I'm really long drive, because being a comedian, you do long drives late at night, and I just need a boost of real energy. I'll just like have a packet of Nerds. Yeah. Drink them, put the window open, yeah.
Oh, as well, like, I think you're going to be very good at this round, if I may say so. Because now this is the My Mad round.
Yeah.
What's your hot take? What's getting you riled up at the moment? What's annoying you?
Oh my God. Well, I can't talk about the world because that is too depressing. So many things I could say about the state of the world.
Oh, it feels. Do you want to? Can I just make one thing? I don't know whether you feel the same. It feels so bizarre flogging tickets right now.
I know.
It feels so weird. I know this bit doesn't have to be funny. It's not funny all the time. But I don't know whether you get this confliction as well.
Well, I mean, especially there's so many things we could talk about, Gaza and a million things. But like, one thing I really think, bearing in mind the like focus of this podcast is like what's happening to queer people's rights, especially trans people, and how feel like we've gone backwards. I went and saw this really lovely kids show with my children the other day, like a magic show. Can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry, but it's 11:35 Pleasance Courtyard. I'd really recommend it. It's a woman and a man on the poster. Can't remember the name. And in it, it's got a message about, really, they didn't say it overtly, but the magician either is trans or gay or gender non-conforming, and that's really about part of their acceptance and them swapping roles and the female assistant taking charge of the show and wearing the black suit. It's got the nicest message, and it was really great. The magic circle magicians, and brilliant magic, and it was a great show. But to me, it felt almost controversial these days to have that in a kids show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's depressing. And my daughter brought home a kids book, a reading book the other day, and it was about, it was two mums in it.
Yeah.
And I thought a few years ago that would have been seen as like normal, like progressive, but like the way we should be going. And now I thought, would you give this to every parent, or are you giving it to my daughter because you probably know I'm queer because you've seen online?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it felt like, it could be controversial. So that's really depressing, especially for trans people and what's happening there. So yeah, that's bad. Really bad.
No, I just feel like I want people to come to my show, but there are I'd say billion more worthy causes that money should be going towards.
I know. Yeah.
And I've got a work in progress.
I know, it's true. But then, like, I thought that too. But then I think that's why a lot of shows are just really silly now, because we realise that we just need a laugh. I know we're in a privileged position to be able to think that, but also, God, for fuck's sake, if you can have a laugh, why not? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, completely. So have you had a little think of anything? I appreciate we've been speaking, but any closer to what's your my mad? What's your hot take at the moment?
I feel bad saying this because I'm practically a tourist, but people at the moment just stopping in the street when I'm walking around Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Just suddenly stop. And you'd be like, when you're on the way to your gig, that's bad. That is,
Okay, what would you rather see happen? Okay, so what happens if they do genuinely have to stop, or is it you got to keep on going until you know where your next direction is?
I don't. I feel for them, tourists, whatever. That's, I feel for them. Also, I'm staying in student halls, and the noise. Young people having a laugh, but that's doing my head in.
Yeah. So is the issue, though, student accommodation, or is it kids are too loud?
Well, it's basically a combination, because you've got student accommodation. It's half students and then half tourists. So you get it from both ends, so to speak. Yeah, this is so boring. But you get the kids, the students, late at night, 2:00 in the morning. And then at 8-ish, you get parents waking up with their kids. Yeah. And you can hear them. So it's...
Okay, so they're drunk, having a good time. What sort of drunk were you? Because obviously you don't drink anymore. Yeah. What sort of drunk were you?
I've always been, I used to drink quite a lot, but I've never been, very rarely, a really bad, chaotic kind of stay out for a weekend drinker.
Yeah.
I was much more drink loads of cider, go home to bed, or drink loads of wine, sit on the sofa and watch film, kind of drunk.
Yeah. I mean, that you
pubs, love a pub. Yeah.
I fucking love pubs. I want to see my hot take. I want to see half the pumps at a pub being non-alcoholic. I think there should be so much more social events put on at a gig.
Do you drink?
I drink, yeah. But I think it should be half non-alcoholic. I think there's nothing better than a pint. And I'd happily go to a pub and have 3 pints of non-alcoholic Heineken and socialise with a mate. I think, look at me on my little fucking soapbox, but just because I just love pubs.
I'm going out tonight, and I'll do the same. But I think that has got better. Like, there are a lot more non-alcoholic options. But I do miss it. I miss going, that thing where it's a Sunday and you go for a pint with your friends and you shouldn't, but you have 1, 2, 3, and then you just go on a bender and you're like, oh, I got work in the morning, but it felt so naughty. I miss that.
I wish that was something they could put in a pint.
Yeah.
That I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I shouldn't pint.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that's exactly why. You've nailed why I love Sunday pints.
Yeah.
Because
especially if you fancy someone and then you're like having a drink together and you're like, oh, I shouldn't be. Oh, and then that's...
people use the word cheeky too much, but Sunday pints are cheeky because you shouldn't be doing them.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, I want to drink.
Yeah. Me too.
Also, say sober. What broke it? What Amy's drinking again? What was the catalyst? Well, she had a really good podcast.
I know, yeah.
And so I can't. It was Larry Dean on, and for Peek Behind the Curtains on yesterday. I haven't had a chance to edit it yet, so I can't quite remember what his question was. But one question we were talking about, I think before the podcast, is like in a game, men, they sort of have their own little tribes: otters, twinks, this, that, and the other. Bit my pun. I don't know the same as much for lesbians, but if you could be another lesbian tribe for a week, what would you be?
Oh, man.
Where would you say you sit at the moment?
At the moment, I'm very much on the kind of art mum. There's loads of like later in life women who've come out of relationships with men, Auntie Bristol, mum types. I think, even though it's so not me, just if I could be anyone, I'd love to be like an active, going for a hike in the mountains with your Labrador kind of. I'm so bad at exercise, but I really like the idea of being that kind of outdoorsy woman.
Yeah.
Back to the tents.
We are back to
just for a bit of a contrast. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you just want to be. So when we say active lesbian, not as in like people.
I like that. Or I'd quite like to be like a young. No, I was going to say that like young Lucy and Yak career, but I see them on the edges in Bristol, and there's a lot of hoo-ha in those circles, especially in Bristol.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What sort of hoo-ha?
Oh, I feel bad saying it, but
that's right.
People can't. I've got to move out of my house share because they don't understand my neurodivergence doesn't mean I can't do the washing up.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I 100% know what you mean.
And then big arguments. And,
I can't pay rent. I've got ADHD.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I completely get
it.
Very,
very Bristol.
And my show is about learning that I'm neurodivergent. So, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's so fun. That's so fun. And would you want to be the sort of lesbian that you could just do it by yourself?
Yeah.
Go into the wilderness.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, one of those. Yeah, absolutely. Go and sleep under the stars on your own. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. I'm very much an indoor type. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I think I'm an indoor cat.
Yeah.
I'm an outdoor human.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they are in-house people. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's how they describe themselves as outdoorsy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Wicked. So we go into the chain reaction. Now we're going to go into the quick fire round.
Okay.
So we're coming towards the end.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So feel free to just go with your gut, and if you have to think about it, do the workings out loud. So we're into the quick fire round.
Okay.
First question: horoscopes or horror nopes? Are you into star signs?
Yes, for a laugh, but really, I think it's bollocks. Yeah.
Brilliant. If other than your own, where's your favourite toilet?
Oh, what a question. I love the watershed toilets in Bristol. They are elite. I think they've won a prize, actually.
Oh, they really?
Yeah, toilet of the year or runner. I got the run. That was a pun there somewhere.
Yeah,
runners up.
Oh, the Arnolfini's ones are brilliant as well.
Yeah, they're right. Yeah.
Okay. And also, this one's a bit crude. Is that okay if I...
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, excellent. So, would you rather people know your orgasm face or your orgasm noise?
Oh my God. Noise, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the first person that said noise.
Really?
Yeah. And speaking of noise, I'm not going to ask you to do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of noises, please describe yourself in 3 sounds.
Oh. And then I got a massive laugh, which I can't do now spontaneously.
Yeah, no.
But my brothers claim that they were at the park at the other end of the street from my parents playing football and they heard me laughing.
Oh, but what a wonderful thing. I'm allowed. I think comedians are loud laughers.
Yeah, you always know comedians in your gig, don't you? Because
Yeah,
you hear them
true.
pouring away. Yeah.
Yeah, all your jokes dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, if you were to be ordained, what would you be the patron saint of?
Oh my God. Mashed potato.
The patron saint of mashed potato. And what would people do on Saint Amy Day? I think we know.
Make a little house out of mashed potato and eat their way out.
Okay, I'll be honest. I saw the eating mashed potato coming, but the house really
that would
me.
be the tradition. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! And then also, what were the other ones? Because I'm trying to do it without my sheet. I think we're coming to the end. But the last 3 questions are: what are you here to plug again?
My show, Behold, Amy Mason Behold, 5:50 at Pleasance Courtyard, Baby Grand. It's really silly. It's a laugh. You'll like it.
You're getting so many great reviews.
5 stars, 4.5, 4. I've got some good reviews.
It's sounding like a banging show. And directed by Jess Foster Q.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so excellent.
She is so excellent, yeah.
If you're online, where can people find you?
Amy Mason Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah. And I'm currently single.
Oh, that's the thing we should have plugged. Fucking scrap this. Should we do this again? I don't know you were a single Pringle.
Yeah.
Oh, how you? It's the quick fire round.
Yeah, I actually, yeah.
Okay, what apps are you on?
At the moment, I'm a bit crap, but I have got these little cards after the show with my social media on it, and I do say at the bottom, I am currently single.
Right, aren't you really?
Yeah.
That's really funny. Okay, and the final question. You've been on My Bad with Morgan Rees. Would you come on again?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, please.
Thank you so much for coming
you.
on. That's Amy Mason, everyone. We have shows every single Wednesday. We have a Patreon if you want early access and some extra content. If you are enjoying it, please like and subscribe. It's a new podcast. It really helps punch it up with the almighty algorithm. So anything you could do would super help. But I'm chewing your ears off. We'll see you next Wednesday, baddies. Thanks again, Amy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.